With the aviation industry struggling with a major pilot shortage, the arrival of eVTOLs, or electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, sparks an interesting question. Could these futuristic vehicles help ease the problem, or might they make things even trickier? Let's get started. The aviation industry is in a tough spot. After the global pandemic, the demand for pilots has shot up, but there aren't enough of them to meet the need. Experts estimate that by the middle of this decade, we could be short anywhere from 35,000 to 50,000 pilots. To make matters worse, training provider CAE says the industry will need to bring in 1.3 million new aviation workers by 2032, including 284,000 pilots, 402,000 maintenance techs, and 599,000 cabin crew members. The reasons behind this shortage include early retirements, people leaving the industry, and the growing demand for air travel as things bounce back post-pandemic. Then there's the rise of eVTOLs, a new type of aircraft that's set to change the way we think about urban travel. They're not just flying cars. They're a big leap forward for advanced air mobility. But as these aircraft start to roll out, they come with their own set of challenges. Right now, regulations from agencies like the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, or EASA, and the Federal Aviation Administration require eVTOL pilots to have a commercial pilot license. This makes it tough for newcomers to jump straight into this field. Even experienced pilots from traditional aviation will need extra training to learn how to handle these unique aircraft. The arrival of eVTOLs brings both opportunities and challenges for pilot demand. On one side, these aircraft could increase the need for pilots due to new operational requirements. On the other, advancements in automation and autonomous flying might reduce the number of human pilots needed. For example, many eVTOL flights may only require one pilot, which raises important questions about safety and training. When pilots operate solo, fostering a strong safety culture becomes even more critical since there's no co-pilot for guidance or mentorship. This shift could also open the door for a more diverse and inclusive workforce, moving away from the traditional old boys club vibe in aviation. To keep up with these changes, training institutions are stepping up. CAE, for example, has launched programs to prepare both pilots and maintenance crews for the eVTOL future. They're focusing on creating training methods that use cutting-edge tools like mixed reality and artificial intelligence to make learning more effective and engaging. The big challenge is shifting away from rigid, traditional training models to more flexible, skill-based ones. This kind of adaptability will be key as the industry fine-tunes training processes based on real-world eVTOL operations. The role of pilots is evolving fast, especially with automation on the rise. In eVTOLs, fewer human pilots may be needed, especially if operations require only a single pilot or eventually none at all. While this trend might seem like a threat to piloting as a career, it's also creating room for innovation. Tools like virtual reality and augmented reality are already making pilot training more immersive, cutting costs and boosting effectiveness. As piloting becomes more automated, the industry will need to adapt quickly to keep up with these tech-driven changes. eVTOLs bring some interesting economic factors to the table. Training pilots and running eVTOL operations isn't cheap, and there are concerns about how salaries and work-life balance will play out. For new pilots, the high cost of training can feel like a big gamble, especially with job prospects still uncertain. On the flip side, the eVTOL industry could attract a younger and more diverse workforce by offering flexible work options. The short, frequent flights typical of eVTOLs could also help tackle pilot fatigue, making this type of flying more appealing for many. We can't forget the maintenance side of things. For eVTOLs to succeed, a skilled maintenance workforce is a must. These aircraft have unique systems that require specialized training, and the current certifications for maintainers don't fully match what's needed. This is sparking conversations about creating new training programs tailored specifically for eVTOL maintenance. The aviation world is clearly on the brink of big changes, and eVTOLs are playing a major role. Balancing these opportunities and challenges, especially when it comes to the pilot shortage, will be a complex but exciting process. It'll be interesting to see how everything comes together in this evolving landscape. What do you think? Will eVTOLs help solve the pilot shortage, or could they complicate things further? Share your thoughts in the comments below.